All right, let's talk about a security threat that's looming on the horizon. And honestly, it's more than a threat. It's something that is going to completely rewrite the rulebook for every CISO out there. We are staring down a deadline that's going to make all of our current encryption basically worthless.
I mean, just pause and really think about that for a second. What if the encryption that protects, everything, our bank accounts, our government's biggest secrets, our private messages, what if it could all be cracked open in a matter of hours instead of thousands of years? This isn't some distant fantasy. It's the reality we have to start getting ready for right now.
And here's the scary part. The danger has already begun. Right this minute, adversaries are vacuuming up huge amounts of encrypted data. Now, they can't read it yet, but they're hoarding it. Just waiting, because they're betting that in the very near future, they'll get their hands on a quantum computer that can unlock it all. This is called the Harvest Now, Decrypt Later attack, and it makes the quantum threat a very clear and very present danger.
What we're all facing has a name that sounds like it's straight out of a movie, the crypto apocalypse. And it's pretty fitting because it refers to that single moment in time when a quantum computer powerful enough comes online, and just like that, almost all of our current encryption becomes completely and permanently broken.
And to be really clear, we're talking about the absolute foundation of modern digital security. Algorithms like RSA and elliptic curve cryptography. These are the mathematical locks on pretty much every digital door you can think of. A quantum computer won't just pick these locks, it will obliterate them.
Now, this isn't some theoretical problem we can kick down the road for our kids to solve. We are officially on the clock. There are actual concrete deadlines being put in place by governments as we speak.
Just look at these dates. By 2025, NIST is set to finalize the new quantum-resistant standards, which gives us all a target to aim for. By the 2030s, Europe is going to be pushing for everybody to adopt them. And here in the US, there is a hard deadline, 2035. By then, national security systems absolutely must be switched over. Yeah, the countdown has already started.
And this right here is the most important takeaway. 2035 might feel like a long way off, but the sheer scale of this project, the planning, the inventory, the testing, it is so gigantic that the only safe time to get started is now. We have to be ready before the storm hits our doorstep.
So, okay, we've got a massive problem and a clock that's ticking down. The good news, there is a game plan. The solution here isn't to just go out and buy some magic box. It's about building a whole new strategic capability.
And that capability is called crypto agility. The best way to think about it is like making your organization's security immune system incredibly flexible and quick to respond. It's the power to swap out an old, broken algorithm for a new, stronger one, without having to tear down and rebuild your entire system from the ground up.
Getting there really boils down to two fundamental steps. First, you have to know what you've got. You need a complete map of everything you're trying to protect. And second, you have to build your systems in a way that lets you actually change the locks. Sounds simple on a slide, right? Well, actually doing it, that's the real challenge.
So let's dig into that first pillar, because honestly, it's the bedrock for everything that follows. This is all about getting total visibility into every piece of cryptography your organization relies on.
This quote really just says it all, doesn't it? There's no way you can even begin to move to quantum-safe algorithms if you don't have a map showing you where all your old crypto is hiding. An inventory-first approach isn't just a nice idea, it's completely non-negotiable.
And the main tool for this job is something called a cryptography bill of materials, or a CBOM. And no, this is not just some fancy spreadsheet. Think of it more like a living, breathing catalog of every single algorithm, every key, every digital certificate, and every software library that's doing anything with crypto across your entire company.
And this is so important because trying to upgrade your security without a CBOM, well, it's like trying to rewire a skyscraper using the wrong blueprints. You are guaranteed to miss critical things, which will lead to really expensive surprises, major security gaps, and probably system failures down the road.
Okay, so you've mapped out your entire crypto landscape with a thorough inventory. Now for the next massive piece of the puzzle. Actually going in and swapping out all those old, brittle locks for new ones that are built for agility.
You know, this really requires a whole new way of thinking. For decades, we've just hard-coded cryptography deep into the guts of our systems, which makes them incredibly brittle. The new way demands agility. We have to design systems from day one so that the algorithms are just configurable settings, not hard-coded, so they can be updated fast.
And let me tell you, this is a heavy, heavy engineering lift. We're talking about overhauling your entire public key infrastructure, updating physical hardware, and wrestling with some really tricky practical problems. For example, a lot of the new quantum-safe keys are way bigger than the old ones, and that can break existing systems or slow down performance. It is a deeply complex problem with a lot of layers.
So, we've outlined the problem, this crypto apocalypse with a firm deadline. And we've talked about the solution, building crypto agility through a solid inventory and smart engineering. Which brings us, of course, to the big, final question.
This is not just a job for your security team. No way. This needs everyone on board. Infrastructure, app developers, legal, compliance, you name it. So given how huge this challenge is and that ticking clock we saw, are we, as an industry, really and truly moving fast enough to be ready for what's coming?
Because you've got to understand, this race has already started. The bad guys are harvesting our data today, and the government deadlines are already on the calendar. Preparing for this quantum future isn't about guessing the exact day some supercomputer will break everything. It's about making sure that when that day finally comes, it just doesn't matter.